Everybody, welcome back to the channel. Ayuen Guru here. Let's talk about Manchester United transfers. So the transfer window just opened, and Manchester United transfer window I start off very strong. Matheus Cunha has been signed. Bryan Mbeumo is on the way, and it's looking like this is going to be a very strong transfer window, a very positive one. However, we have to hold on real quick, see what's going on, because to me, these players are incredible. Last season, they combined for about 35 goals and about 13 assists between them. Manchester United as a team, we only scored 44 goals. So that was about 9 goals short of what our entire team scored, that these two players scored themselves. And it's looked like Manchester United are solving one of the biggest problems from last season, which is scoring. We couldn't score enough goals to save our life. So signing Cunha and potentially Mbeumo solve, I would say, a half of that problem, because to me, there's a problem here. So that's why any transfer strategies is a bit confusing. To me, the position that both Cunha and Mbeumo played is technically the strongest position in our team. Our best player in Fernandes played in that position. A guy we consider to be the best player last season before he got injured was Amad Diallo. He also played in that position. We still have Mason Mount. For some reason, the coach loved him. He played in that position. So the strategy here, I don't get it. But in any other season, I would have said it does not matter. Maria, bring more goal scorers into the team. It does not matter where they fit in. They can fit however we want them to fit, and just sign good players in general. That strategy would be good if, in the other hand, we're not complaining about not having the money to properly build a team. In that spirit, we're spending too much money on position that we are actually strong in. So last year we created enough chances. If we have a decent number 9, our scoring problem would not have been as bad as they are, because Bruno was the top goal scorer for our team, scored about 9 goals. Amad Diallo wasn't too far behind him with 8 goals. Not enough between them compared to what we just bought, but I really don't think there's a need for 2 attacking midfielders or 2 big money attacking midfielders. My idea was the biggest problem is still there. The biggest hole in our team is still there. It is the number 9. It's the central figure up top. Højlund is going to be sold. Xerxes can't score to save his life. So why are we spending so much money on attacking midfield when we could go get a center forward that would basically remove the need for another prolific goal scorer 10, especially for a club that doesn't have money. So we should have not gone for Mbeumo. We should have gone the money we will spend on Mbeumo, add a little bit more onto it, go get Victor Osimhen or Victor Gyökeres. That solved our main problem. You get a prolific goal scorer in one of the victors up top. Behind him will be Cunha and Bruno or Ahmad, however you want to do it. You have 3 essential goal scorers right there. But we haven't done it that way. So, yes, the striking position is still an issue. I don't know how they're going to solve it. But with getting Mbeumo now, most likely you won't have enough money to get the striker and to also fix the midfield. Therefore, I think we're going to go for alternative options in the striking position. Players like Joe Mateta from Crystal Palace. I'm not opposed to that type of idea, especially if we sign Mbeumo. I just feel like it's such a crucial position that it should have been addressed first, with an actual prolific goal scorer that will take the burden of those goals away from everybody else and be the main goal scorer like City does with Holland up top. We need that type of figure up head. But Mateta would do if we get Mbeumo. But my biggest concern of this entire transfer window to me is the midfield. Ruben Amorim midfield consists as two pivot midfielder, a defensive midfielder, and a number 8 that is more also like robust and combative. is able to both interchange with the 6. So basically, he played two players there that are capable of being a defensive midfielder and an attack and a number 8 at the same time. And that position require engine like nobody else before. It require combativeness. It require ability to make tackles, scan the game, slow down the game, and just cover space like no any other midfield, because it's at the end of the day, it's a two-man midfield. So the worry is that we sign all of these attacking midfielders, we're going to push Bruno Fernandes back as one of the number 8s, where to me it does not work. Bruno Fernandes is very effective as a number 10 to use his ability to create chances. Is one of the number 1 or number 2 top chance creators in the Premier League. He's also incredible goal scorer and assist. So I don't know why are we moving him from that position where he is world class in, moving him to deep lying midfield or to the deeper midfield role where he's at best average player. And in this position, you need to get an elite lead play in those things that I just mentioned before. So if the idea is to move Bruno down there, it's going to be a mistake, because you'll be weakening the team by putting Bruno there instead of actually let him be what he has been for us, which is a creative spark, a magician in the attacking third. Leave him there. Go get an actual number 8. You could get Gomez from Wolf also, or you can get Edison from Atlanta. Either one of them would do a far better job in that position than Bruno Fernandes, even though they're not as good a players as Bruno Fernandes. But for a guy that loves specialized players in certain position, it's weird that he want to shoehorn a player into a position that he's not quite good at. And that's the problem with our midfield. The second biggest problem in that midfield is the defensive midfielder. Manuel Ugarte is very good at winning the ball back, being and pressing, but is limited on the ball. And on top of that, being a good defensive midfielder is not your ability to constantly win the ball back, go ball hunting. Sometimes being a good defensive midfielder is space awareness, is ability to know where to position yourself in order to stop things before they even start. And you don't need pace. You don't need ability to tackle robustly to be that. I'm afraid that Manuel Ugarte is too one-dimensional to play as a defensive midfielder in the Premier League. So we need an actual defensive midfielder in that position. We need a true number 8. If you go get a powerful, big number 8, then you could get away with playing Bruno there. But the idea you're going to play Bruno and Ugarte next to each other is going to be a nightmare. So if you get a true number 6 that is powerful, that knows how to cover his partners, know how to cover his defense, know how to manipulate the space around him to where he can receive the ball, turn without losing it, be able to find his attacking midfielders, being able to cover for when it's like a wingback goes so way high up they're supposed to be as wingback. You just need an intelligent defensive midfielder who's also physically able to cover the space. Then you can actually have our already made number 8 in our team in Kobbie Mainoo. That is going to be the biggest mystery or puzzle for Ruben Amorim to solve, is what to do with Kobbie Mainoo. Kobbie Mainoo is not a number 10, and he tried to play him there multiple times. He even tried him at 9. Kobbie Mainoo is not that. He can do all of that, but it's not that. Kobbie Mainoo is a deep-lying playmaker, a number 6 or a number 8 that's capable of receiving the ball from the center half with his back turned and be able to get out of pressure, dribble, passing, all of that. He can do all of that. So the surprising thing is that the manager has not found a way to incorporate him into his team. Because any other team that had a player of Kobbie Mainoo abilities, they're not thinking twice about surrounding him, building midfield around him. But I digress. So this is the biggest puzzle Ruben Amorim need to solve, is that what to do with Kobbie Mainoo. And the biggest flaw I see in his system all the time is his inability to go through midfield. This is not just a problem that arose at Manchester United. He had the same problem when he was playing at Sporting, but it wasn't as pronounced. It wasn't as big as it is at United because he still had some very good defenders that were very good at playing from the back, like Ande. Those type of defenders had the ability to play out from the back. Therefore, the burden of playing from the back did not rely so much on a defensive midfielder. That changed when he signed Ayuen, the defensive midfielder they have now. But somehow he don't want to change that at United. He won the league when he had two players in the midfield that are capable of doing the things I'm describing. His first league title, it was Matheus Cunha and Paulinho in midfield. His second title is Ayuen playing the defensive midfielder role, and I forgot the Morita as the other guy. Very good on the ball, be able to turn, very good ball carrier as well. So he knows what he did to get the league titles in Sporting, but somehow he's settling for less at United and not using Kobbie Mainoo to figure out as bad a season we had. What was the point of not trying Kobbie Mainoo until Kobbie Mainoo learned your system? That should have been the main goal. Play Kobbie Mainoo in that position until he understands how to play that position in your system, because you're going to need him moving forward. On top of that, Manchester United, we only have one defender that's good on the ball, and that's Lautaro Martinez, and Martinez has been injured. Euro is an upcoming center back. It's not quite as good on the ball as he would be moving forward, and the lead is not as good on the ball. Therefore, your build-up need to go through the midfield, not rely on the center, your three center half often to be the one that play line breaking passes. You need your defensive midfielders to be able to do that, be able to find your fullback or your wingback. They need to be able to find your number 10s in space. Most of the time, those are going to come from your defensive midfielder, either him dropping as to make like a third center half, or receiving the ball from center half and making that passes. So Ruben Amorim need to figure out how that's going to work. And Manchester United transfer window start off great, but they need to address those concerns, because as good as the individual players we're buying are, I'm still worried about the balance of the team. And moving forward, if the team is not properly balanced, it's going to be very tough for Ruben Amorim. And he's already starting in a deficit. Most people, including myself, don't want him to stay. But we also recognize that he deserves at least by his own players. So he's already on the thin ice. If he start off the season rocky, it's going to be bad. And having Bruno Fernandes and just Manuel Gato as your midfield in the Premier League is a recipe for disaster. Thank you guys for watching my channel. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment on this, and please subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.